real estate video, take God knows how many. I am going to keep this short and sweet because the first video I did was in slow motion. The next one cut out, and now it is starting to get dark and I'm gonna look like I'm in a prison soon. So with that being said, what I'm gonna talk about tonight is offering asking price on a home enough in today's market? What do you guys think? Yes? No? So right now, pretty much offering asking price is almost a benchmark for where you're going to start your negotiations, because on a national average, all homes are seeing 3.8 offers per sale. So that's almost 4 offers for every 1 house that goes on the market. The average time on the market right now on a national level is 17 days. It's pretty darn quick. So ask yourself this question again. Does offering asking price make sense? In January of 2020, 7% of all homes on the market, there was a gap in the appraisal. And if there is a gap in the appraisal, that means the buyer came in and offered a certain amount, but the appraiser said that this house is only worth X. So there is a gap. I look like I'm doing a field goal, but there is a gap in the appraisal. Who makes up that gap? Well, before COVID, BC, it was typically the seller. You would end up, your purchase price would be where the appraisal came in. But right now, because of where the market is, people are making up those appraisal gaps. I've seen appraisal gaps of upwards of $200,000 in this market in Kansas City, which is very, very high. So unless you've got $200,000 laying around, be prepared. So one of the things that you need to keep in mind right now is that so as I mentioned, in 2020, 7% of all homes, January 2020, had an appraisal gap. In May of 2021, there was an appraisal gap of 19%. So almost 1 in 5 houses was not appraising. So as a buyer in this market, the buyer was having to make up that appraisal gap, and that almost became more important than where you were offering to buy the home. It was, well, if this doesn't appraise, this person is going to bring $75,000 to the table to get this house. So if you are a buyer, be really mindful that if your home that you are trying to purchase does not appraise, someone is going to need to make up that gap. So what you need to do is you need to work with an agent. You need to work with someone who knows their stuff, who can properly run comps for you, who makes sure you are not overpaying for the house, and who also is aware of what you can pay for the house. Because if you're going into something and you think that you're, gonna get approved for X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't appraise, you're not gonna get approved for X, Y, and Z. You need to have that money to bring to the table. So, looping back around, is offering asking price on a home worth it? In today's market, it's a benchmark. But also be prepared that if you go over that benchmark and it doesn't appraise, someone's got to bring money to the table. So keep that in mind. You guys have a great week. I actually just saw a fun fact that October 3rd through 9th is supposed to be on a national level. The best week to buy a house in all 52 weeks in the year. So if you want to buy a house, call me. If you want to sell a house, call me, but only if you live in Kansas or Missouri. And if not, I can find you someone in all of the 50 states. So you guys take care, have a good one. Holler if you have any questions. My info is, I think, below somewhere in this bio. So you guys check out more of my videos. I'm just getting started. If you have any other questions or want to know more about what's going on in the market, leave me a comment. Okay, happy weekend almost.